I'm here with Jaime Blasco. Now, Jaime is the Assistant Vice President for Product Development at AT&T Security. Jaime, great to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Now, you've just unveiled Alien Labs this week. There are a lot of people asking what it actually is. Can you provide some insight to what Alien Labs is and maybe just give some detail of what it offers and what it entails?
Absolutely. So Alien Labs is the combination of the AT&T's CSO group. And as you can imagine, AT&T already had a huge amount of expertise on cybersecurity. And we have complemented that with some of the assets that Alienwall brought to AT&T. Those are mainly my team, that is the Alien Labs, the Alienwall Labs research team, that is complemented by the CSO team, and also the Open Threat Exchange, that is the biggest open threat exchange out there with more than 100,000 participants sharing threat indicators on a daily basis.
Wow, well, I'd like to get into that in a moment. One of the key things that I see people wondering is how organizations, how businesses and the customers are going to benefit from this. Maybe just give us some insight into kind of the breadth of what the capabilities are and where organizations can benefit from what you've currently got on offer.
So the main thing that we are trying to achieve is analyze all the data that we are seeing on the AT&T network and produce threat intelligence that we can use to protect those customers. So we work closely with the CS organization, use some of the tools that they have created throughout these years, and create threat intelligence that we can embed in all these products. And then working on the automation and how we can connect to other pieces on the AT&T ecosystem to automate all those processes and not just detecting, but also preventing some of those incidents on demand.
Wow. Now, you mentioned, just going back to that point with regard to about 100,000 people participating, just give us a quick summary of what that actually means. 100,000 people participating in what, and how does that add value to what you're making available to the market?
So many times you can have unique visibility into every single industry, every single geographic area. So we complement the visibility we have with bringing this open source community and crowdsourced community that is all around the world. It's more than 140 different countries.
Wow.
And pretty much every type of company, industry, really small teams and, Fortune 500 companies. So you have a huge variety of people really collaborating and bringing value to the system.
That's fantastic. What are you most excited about in 2019 as far as the threat detection landscape goes? I mean, this is a very challenging and broad space. What excites you in this whole space of threat detection currently this year?
I think the simplification of cybersecurity is one of the most important things. And when you look at what we are trying to achieve as AT&T Cybersecurity, it's all about automation, simplification, and using some of those capabilities that AT&T is uniquely positioned to benefit from. Things like SD-WAN, where you can automate a lot of those security controls and start preventing some of these incidents out of the box without having to rely on humans to do that job.
Well, I guess that's a big shift, isn't it? Now we're sort of moving towards a DevOps and Agile sort of cloud model as opposed to people plugging things into routers, switches, and firewalls and intrusion detection devices. You are uniquely positioned in your role to be talking to some of the biggest organizations in the world and the most, diverse organizations. What are some of the bigger challenges that they're facing in this whole space around cybersecurity currently? I
will say the biggest challenge today is being able to hire skilled people.
Right.
Like the amount of cybersecurity expertise that is out there is very limited, and companies are unable to find skilled people. And then you need to start thinking about how can I leverage all the things such as MSSP services and consulting firms to complement what you built internally? Because really, you're going to have a really hard time competing out there and trying to bring that expertise in-house. Especially if you're a small or medium-sized business, it's impossible. You can compete with big enterprises on that market.
Well, I guess they're constrained with budgetary and other challenges, right? And one of the things I'm seeing now from what you're offering is that even if you were a Fortune 50 and you built your own security team, you're still quite siloed in your view of the world, and that what you've got to offer, you've got the reach and the breadth of the whole globe in 140-something nations you mentioned. And in many ways, if I'm in a key industry like banking or wealth management, finance or transport, I should really be able to focus on that and not have to be an IT shop or a security shop, right?
Absolutely, and when you have visibility and when you are helping customers in different industries, our cybersecurity experts have that visibility, and when they're responding to an incident, they have background and they have information about previous cases that you may be missing if you're just focused on your own company, right?
Fantastic. Well, you're offering the best of the best, I think. Well, Jaime, thank you so much for making time to catch up with me. It's been great to see you. And yeah, really excited to see what comes out of your team and yourself in the next 12 to 18 months.
Thank you.
Thanks.